All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about a brand new AI tool today. And honestly, the claim it's making is pretty wild. Imagine building a whole app from just a single sentence. It's called Qoder. And yeah, it could seriously shake up how we all think about code.
No, seriously, just stop and think about that. What if you could just describe an app and an AI just builds it for you? We're talking no more boilerplate, no more wrestling with setup files, none of that initial drudgery. You just have an idea, you say it, and a working app just pops into existence. Sounds like something out of a sci fi movie, right? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into. So, what exactly is Qoder? Well, at its core, it's an IDE, an integrated development environment. But it's like an IDE on steroids, totally supercharged with AI. And the key thing to get here is that we're not just talking about a fancy autocomplete. No, no. Qoder is built for autonomous work. You give it a mission, and it goes off and does it all by itself. Okay, and this right here, this is the core of it. Qoder basically has two modes. You've got editor mode, which is AI assisted. Think of it like having a really smart co-pilot in the cockpit with you. It's helping you out, suggesting things. Cool. But we've seen stuff like that before. But then there's quest mode. This is the AI autonomous mode. And this is where it gets crazy. You're not the pilot anymore. You're the one in the back seat giving the destination, and the AI is flying the plane. So that brings us to the big question, right? The challenge we wanted to explore. Can this quest mode actually do what it says it can? I mean, can it build something complex from scratch? So we're going to see it put to the test. No simple Hello World app here. We're talking about a genuinely tricky, real-world project.
And here's the prompt they gave it. They didn't ask for a to-do list app or a simple calculator. Nope. They asked for a JavaScript Visualizer. Now, if you're not a developer, just know this is a really complex tool. It's designed to show you visually how JavaScript code is actually running under the hood, how things get added to the call stack, how the event loop works. It's deep technical stuff. You need a serious understanding of programming to build this. The stakes were definitely high for this test.
And it wasn't just a vague idea. Look at this list of demands. They wanted a user interface where you could paste in code, beautiful animations to show what's happening, next and previous buttons to step through the execution. Oh, and it had to be production ready with a sleek, dark mode. This wasn't just a request. This was a full-on project brief you'd give to a team of developers. So what did the AI do? Did it just start firing off random code? Not at all. It was actually really smart about it. It followed a process just like a human developer would. First, it came back with clarifying questions. Then, it drew up a detailed project plan. And only when that plan was approved did it actually start writing the code. And get this, look at the kind of questions it asked. These aren't simple questions. It asked which front-end framework to use. The answer was React. It asked which JavaScript features to support, like promises and async await. It even asked how the code should be parsed. These are the exact high-level architectural questions a senior engineer would ask before writing a single line of code. It's pretty mind-blowing. All right, so the plan gets the green light. The AI has its instructions, and then it gets to work. Now here's the part that's just wild. The entire build process, from hitting approve to having a fully functional running application, took 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. And the big question, did it work? You bet it did. This wasn't some broken, buggy prototype. It worked. A complex, feature-packed app built from scratch in minutes. And I mean, it had the whole shebang. A working code editor, a console window to see the output, and the main event, full visualizations of the call stack, the event loop, even how it handles tricky stuff like promises and timeouts. It tracked variables. I mean, it nailed every single technical requirement from that initial, very demanding prompt. And what was the final word from Piyush Garg, the guy who ran this whole experiment? After he threw his own custom code at it with all sorts of tricky functions and promises, his verdict was simple. It is working absolutely fine. Just incredible. Okay, so an AI that can build a complicated app in 10 minutes? That's a pretty good story, right? But hold on, because that's not even the end of it. The tool had one more surprise, one more trick up its sleeve that tackles a totally different but just as painful problem for developers. It's this feature they call Repo Wiki. And what it does is, well, you know how documentation is the thing nobody wants to write? You just point this thing at an entire code base, any code base, and the AI just reads everything. It analyzes all the files, the logic, how everything connects, and it automatically generates comprehensive project documentation from scratch. And we're not talking about a simple text file with a list of functions. Look at this. It generates high-level architecture diagrams, super detailed sequence diagrams that show you exactly how different parts of the code talk to each other, and it links everything back to the actual code files. It basically builds a complete professional-grade wiki for your project all on its own. Think about what this means for a second. The implications are just massive. For bringing a new developer up to speed on a project, or for you trying to make sense of some huge, tangled code base you just inherited. Like the quote says, this is a game changer thing, a total game changer. So let's just boil it down to the key takeaways. Qoder is coming at us with two huge, powerful features. You've got Quest Mode, which goes from a complex idea to a working app in minutes, and then you've got Repo Wiki, which takes a complex existing app and makes it instantly understandable. It's tackling both ends of the development lifecycle. And that leaves us with a really big question to chew on. As AI starts taking over writing the first draft of our code and then writing the documentation for it afterwards, what does that mean for the human developer? What becomes the most important skill we can have? Is it high-level planning? Is it creative problem solving? Or is it just getting really, really good at telling the AI what to do? That's the big question for the developer of tomorrow. And we're going to find out the answers sooner than we think.